Okay, story time. I'm going to tell you a story about one of our family members, and you're going to decide if this family member is a red flag family member or a green flag family member. Okay, so this is my wife's sister that is just older than her. And to go back to get a little bit of background of who she was in childhood, she memorized my wife's social security number. Why would she do that, you ask? Well, the reason was just in case she ever got pulled over, she would pretend that she was Ashley, my wife, so that Ashley would get the ticket and not her. That's a little bit of background of who she was in her teenage years. So then you flash forward to Ashley and I, we're dating, we're engaged, we're planning our wedding. And one night, her sister was there staying at my in-laws' house, and she came down to talk to us. She wanted us to adjust our wedding reception time to accommodate her child's nursing schedule. The fun part is that the baby wasn't even born yet, so she was still pregnant with the baby, but she wanted us to change our wedding reception around her unborn child's nursing schedule. Pay attention to that. That's a theme. So the next story, let's flash forward. Now we're on our third child, and my wife had C-sections every time. And we had our third child scheduled C-section, and then her sister decides on the day that my wife is scheduled to have the C-section to do her child's baby blessing. And in the LDS church, baby blessings are a big deal, but her sister takes it a whole other level. They did the baby blessing at my in-laws' house, and when she does it, it needs to be a full-fledged wedding. It stresses everybody out. And so we quietly were at the hospital, and we had the baby. My wife did. And then shortly thereafter, I get a phone call from my father-in-law telling me, you need to come pick up your kids. They were supposed to be watching my two daughters so that I could be with my wife, who just had a baby via C-section. But because my sister-in-law decided to stress everybody out by doing this wedding of a baby blessing on the same day that we were having a baby, again, just sabotaging any of our special, precious moments. So then these two kids flash forward to their baptisms. And at the time, we're living in cities that are close to each other. Well, our stake doesn't really give us an option. We just have a stake baptism day. And she does have an option, but she decides to do her daughter's baptism on the same day. And not only does she do the baptism on the same day, again, it needs to be a massive production. So she needs everybody to come over to her house after the baptism for the big production. Well, everyone has to leave that event to come over to our son's baptism. And so she goes through all of these hoops and everything for like 30 minutes for them to just come and do the baptism. So she, again, just sabotages another one of our special events because she needs to be the one that has the one-up. It needs to be that her daughter's baptism was better than our son's. So then you flash forward to our estrangement. It was her and her husband that we were doing the boundary with. And once she caught wind of that, she raised absolute hell. And yeah, I would definitely say she was a big catalyst for why we're in the position that we're in now. But then things get even more fun. So after we start this estrangement and this no contact period, she is one of the big rumor spreaders that I'm gay. Because, of course, she doesn't want any attention on her and the fact that we're doing the boundary. She needs to deflect, and she needs to show that I'm somebody who I say I'm not, which is not true. But she's the big super spreader of that. So then she lives in the same city now as my mom, and my mom has this cute boutique store out in Midway, Utah, and my sister-in-law loves to shop there. And she would go to that shop all the time and get the friends and family discount. She would tell the employees that she is entitled to the friends and family discount. She's not entitled to it, but she was just taking it and demanding that she had it. So my mom then approaches her and just via text and says, considering the circumstances, Michael, I saw that you've been taking the friends and family discount. It was in the sum of like thousands of dollars. And she's like, I never gave you that discount. And I certainly wouldn't continue giving that discount to you, considering the circumstances and the rumors that you're spreading about my son and daughter-in-law. And she, instead of even taking accountability for that, had to double down on her narrative, tried to spew her mouth on, the fact that she thinks that I'm gay to my mother, trying to deflect from the fact that she has basically been stealing from my mom at the store. So it's never about her, like in the wrong, always that she is right. She is completely entitled to whatever events, time she wants, money. She's one of the most manipulative people you've. These are just the stories that I'm going to share because they're the ones that I've had experiences with. My wife could tell you story after story after story from her childhood. This sister-in-law is just vicious. But you be the judge. Is this a green flag sibling relationship or red flag sibling relationships? And do you think that our no contact and estrangement is valid? And if not, what would you do if you were in our position?